Have you ever played Europa Universalis 4 and think for yourself, damn, I wish the combat system was a little bit better and that I did not have to worry about anything else? Well, I got a perfect game for you right here, March of the Eagles. MOTI was a filler game released in February 2013 between the major titles Crusader Kings 2 and Europa Universalis 4. The game received relatively little attention unlike its larger cousins. Initially it was supposed to be a follow-up on Agiod Napoleon's campaign, but before release the companies were split and the game renamed. We can still see a strong influence in the general design of the game from other Agiod games, such as the strong emphasis on the supply system and the backseat given to the political and economical perspective. Now, unlike other grand strategy games from Paradox, this one is much more focused on a specific period of time, the Napoleonic War. Starting in 1805 and focusing almost solely on the European continent with a few outshoots of land in Asia and Africa, always encompassed and by ambitious European conqueror. The user interface is resembling strongly Europa Universalis 4, especially when focusing on the tooltips that has the same pop-up feeling. But the game also draws strong elements from Crusader Kings 2 on the combat level. For example, we can have troops attacking from the flanks, and additionally we have reserves that can be automatically reinforcing weak points on the line. The combat system is all automated, and once initiated there is plenty of elements that will affect the end result, but generally speaking the strongest force in number and sheer strength should be the Brian victors of all engagements. An interesting feature we have is when defending, it is possible to have your troops garrison in a local fortress to avoid battle in the open field. A winning strategy if you are outmatched by the force the enemy mustered. Although lonely forts are very easy to be taken down by sieging forces, which is natural considering the absurd amount of firepower the Napoleonic era armies were carrying around. While you can still build some limited infrastructure such as supply depot, the short scale of the game really limits anything ambitious as project, and we'll have to rely on existing defensive postures. There is also a semblance of technological tree available where you can invest IDs point that you gain through time or combat into different aspects. While most countries do share most of these ideas together, the major country also have very specific ideas that only they can access, which allows you to strategize differently depending on whom you are playing. As mentioned prior, outside of battles we have very little to manage in March of the Eagles, but there is an interesting introduction of victory conditions in the title. Each major country will have a set of given provinces to occupy during the campaign to achieve victory. These provinces are split in two modes, land dominance and naval dominance. You have to take controls of your own objectives and remove your enemy's control from their own. Since each major country has specific targets, it offers a versatility depending on whom you are facing and which objectives you have to put pressure. On the graphic side, we have a strange vibe from Europa Universalis 4, but the map itself looks very good. We have a couple of essential map modes to get a better oversight of everything in the map. The artwork, as in every Paradox game, is gorgeous to look at. Globally though, if you are an experienced Paradox player, you will feel right at home on this game. The music is also very similar to the previous title, Victoria 2, set in a chronological ahead period. A blend of different inspiration of classical music with strong root in French composers of the era for quite obvious reasons. But the musical tunes all across the game is perfect fitting for massive land grabs with massive armies. March of the Eagles is an interesting grand strategy game for any novice player looking to pick up the genre or for any veteran player tired of managing massive empires and seeking for a quickly completed military campaign. Hopefully you've enjoyed this review, and if you did, make sure to hit that subscribe button. See you next time.